welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So the specific film I'm reviewing today is called Rosalind. This modern twist on Shakespeare's famous romantic tragedy is now available exclusively on Hulu. It's rated PG-13 and is an hour and 37 minutes. My movie review mom grade is an A-. I actually really enjoyed this, and I'm going to explain why. First, I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, but also things I didn't like or thought could have just been done better, as well as tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, if there are any, just so you can get a flavor for what the movie dialogue is like. And then recommendations for some other movies that are sort of similar that I think you'll also like if you like this one. All right, so let's dive in. In a nutshell, Rosalind is a comedic twist on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, in which the classic love story is told from the perspective of Juliet's cousin Rosalind, played beautifully by Kaitlyn Dever, who just happens to be Romeo's recent ex-girlfriend. So crushed when Romeo, played by Kyle Allen, dumps her after meeting Juliet, played by Isabella Merced, sharp but idealistic Rosalind schemes to foil the famous romance and win back her guy. The romantic comedy was directed by Karen Maine, and the writing was done by Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber, or Weber. I don't know how you pronounce his name. So here's the list of things that I really liked about the movie, and it starts, of course, with Kaitlyn Dever, who is a delightful revelation as Romeo's ex-girlfriend. It's fun to imagine her and her life since Shakespeare doesn't really tell us much about her. She gives a fantastic performance, perfect comedic timing, fun expressions, subtle expressions on her face. She uses body language and body humor even, and just is delightful. Romeo is played by Kyle Allen and kind of reminded me a time or two of the young Heath Ledger in this movie. And that's a compliment for sure. I adore all of these cast members pretty much in anything that they do. Bradley Whitford, Isabella Merced, Minnie Driver, and Christopher McDonald. Just all around great performances and a lot of fun. The movie has been in development since 2010. Can you believe that? Several Hollywood A-listers were slated to play various roles, but backed out for a number of timing issues and other things. But that's a long time to wait. And it was worth the wait, I think. The witty and modern dialogue is amusing. I never quite laughed out loud, but was giggling inside during much of the movie. There's a fun soundtrack with entertaining choices, gorgeous set design and beautiful costumes, just stunning cinematography as we get to visit Verona, Italy. There's a surprising shout out to registered nurses in this story. My twin sister is a nurse practitioner, and I actually teach at a nursing college. So yay, nurses. Minnie Driver's character, who is a nurse, was sweet and entertaining with her dry comments about being a nurse. I thought the running gag about the girls' earrings getting stuck in each other's hair was pretty cute. But there was also an important reveal during one of those moments. The last time that they hugged, however, they missed the gag. And I was like, how did they not do that? So that leads me into some things that I didn't like or missed opportunities. First of all, it seemed odd to have so many American accents mixed with British ones. They could have all been British, and I think that would have been entirely appropriate. Part of the playfulness of the movie is that it is not really married to Shakespeare in terms of the language and even some of the sensibilities. And so I think most people will just say, oh, it's fine, whatever. It seemed like another missed opportunity to add some fun twists. It's fairly straightforward. I mean, other than the twist of having this ex-girlfriend tell the story or share it from her perspective, but I think they could have done something even more fun. There was a little twist at the end. I'm just saying, I was hoping for even more. There is some pretty cliched dialogue, but overall, I thought that the script was witty and charming and fun. Another missed opportunity was to show us even more of the beautiful Verona, Italy. I adore Italy. I've been there a couple of 2 or 3 times, and in fact, remodeled my house to kind of look like a little Tuscan villa. I don't know if mission was accomplished, but my husband and I love it. But anyway, back to Italy. I've got a movie recommendation for you about Verona, Italy that I'll leave with you in just a few minutes. But first, let me give you some tips for parents. There is some profanity, including one F-bomb. There are subtitles when French is spoken, which is not very often. One of the characters is a gay cross-dresser. We see a shirtless man with 6-pack abs. Not that I'm complaining. And then ultimately, unless your kids are really into Shakespeare, they're probably not going to be interested in this movie. Some of the themes, however, that are interested really well are love and romance, truth, betrayal, jealousy, hope, friendship, and support. So as I mentioned, I write down funny lines and interesting lines. I have them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So Rosalind, played by Kaitlyn Dever, is talking about Romeo and, you know, how he just sort of dumps her. And as soon as he sees Juliet, he's just in love. And so she's like, he wasn't into me, I guess. And she kind of has this, you know, teenage attitude. And anyway, I just, for some reason, thought that that line was funny. So then there's another conversation that just made me laugh because it really represents that teenage angst, I think, and also Rosalind's personality. And so she's kind of cantankerous and in a grumpy mood. And all of a sudden she turns and she sees this handsome guy and he says, hello. And she says, whatever. And then Juliet is having a conversation with Rosalind. And so Juliet says to Rosalind, I'm such a fool. And then Rosalind, who's jealous of Juliet, says, yeah, you kind of are. So there's definitely a really fun interplay between those two. They love each other as cousins, but now this guy, Romeo, has come between them and jealousy rages. And so that's interesting to watch too. So some other movies that instantly made me think of this is one that I recently did a review of called Love in the Villa. It's super cheesy and predictable, but it features a lot of Verona. I'll load up my review right after this one so you can check that one out and see if you want to watch that one. But another movie that instantly came to my mind is also Catherine Called Birdy. So it is also a teenage girl set in medieval times, and she does not want to get married to just any of these old men, you know, as a piece of chattel and property. And there's a lot of humor, some really fantastic acting in that one. And then the last one that I want to recommend is called A Knight's Tale. Now it's a little bit older, but it stars Heath Ledger, and that's probably why I thought of it. But it's also during medieval times, and there's a romance involved, but it definitely focuses more on Heath Ledger, this guy, and how he's searching for his stars. And it's a very sweet and funny movie. So definitely check that one out if you haven't seen it already. All right, so when you get a minute, run over to Instagram and follow me at Movie Review Mom, but also follow me at Trina Boyce. I'm an author of 31 books, and I have a daily podcast, some other YouTube channels, and a bunch of products and other things. So you can check all that stuff out there. I really appreciate connecting with you and learning more about what you like in movies. Thank you so much for spending time with my channel, and have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.